pedal to the metal, go, go, go!
Hello everybody and welcome back to PSGL PC Formula 3. Already we're at the 4th round of this amazing campaign. 3 great races so far as well. 2 different winners. This year is just keeping getting better and better. Let's take a look then back at the highlights, not only from the last round at the Netherlands, but the second round in Bahrain as well. Couldn't bring them to me last week due to a technical problem. That has now been fixed. Half an hour to go until qualifying. Let's take a look back at both round 2 and round 3 of the series. And on the other side, Richie will take you through the calendar and the standings coming into round 4 here in Montreal.
Jonah Martin's on pole 4 with the Aston Martin. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it is lights out and race on for round 2 of the PSGL PC F3 Championship. Jonah Martin's getting an absolutely amazing start. Jake Finch getting through, and Jeremy had a really bad start. Vincent Nightfist also looking to go up the inside of turn 1. We have 3 wide, and we've also got Floris Wise getting involved. He's named P5, but absolutely amazing start from Jonah Martins. Jeremy's managed to get that P2 back from Jake Finch.
Cameron's round to the back, so's Fionn, so's Jack. They've all dropped right to the back, and Jake's up to second.
But, there we've got Jake Finch fighting Jeremy now into turn 6 and 7. It's going side by side. This absolutely amazing action. Now, Floris Wise looking to take a bit of a chance at 3rd at the podium position. He's got to go around the outside at turn 8. And now he's going to have to try and push after the back of Jake Finch in towards turn 9. Good start for Floris on 6th. He's now in 4th. Also good start from Mercedes, 6th and 7th at the moment. Sergio started 10th, I think. He's now up to 7th. But Jonah Martins had an amazing start. Got himself 1.5 seconds ahead of the field. Jurne Dovzan, his old rival, back in F4 season 30, side by side. Bogdan has a massive slide out of turn 2. And now, into turn 4, and that's Jack Humphries returning in the pit lane. So he must have had some sort of damage. But Bogdan and Jurne still side by side, coming in towards turns 5, 6 and 7. Now Bogdan just ahead, and he's got the move, but Jurne's not going to back out yet. And that's all Jurne could do. Bogdan's got the move for P14.
Get up, everybody. And diving up the inside, that's Lefty trying to make a move at turn 8. That's optimistic as well as he comes around turn 9 and 10. This is a good opportunity for a throw it late on the brakes, but he's just too far back coming to the zone. And Jack Humphries has left the session. He's out of it. So 1 retirement already.
Jake Finch, though, on the back of Jeremy now, coming down towards turn 1. He's closing, within 10th. Now he's going to go around the inside and get past before the braking zone. Jake Finch, bravo, in towards turn 1, takes second position with Floris now right on the back of Jeremy. Jeremy's not going to be able to get much of a good run, I don't think, up towards turn 4 to get an overtake, but he's going to push. But Floris needs to get through on Jeremy soon, because it seems like Jeremy's got no pace compared to Jonah Martins.
Just ahead.
Floris in turn 1 goes through on Jake. Oh, Jake's also going to try and get through on Jeremy. Jeremy's going to go through on Jake, and he does. Vincent's also going to look on Jake Finch. Coming down towards turn 4. This is absolutely chaos between these top 5 here. And Vincent goes around the outside, has to brake a bit later, but unfortunately doesn't get the move done, and he's stuck behind Jake Finch. But Jeremy and Floris really went on the attack then towards turn on Jake Finch.
Martinez up into 12th position then. He's got past Bogdan Moldovan for a crucial position. That's come out of nowhere as they exit turn 4 down through the sand dune sections at 5 and 6. Lap 6 already of 29. Now, with Martins running on the medium compound tyre, he's going to have to pit earlier than those on the hards. But as we saw last week in Spain, Richie, those who start on the hards decided that they weren't working, pitted around at the same time as the mediums, and were only saved late on by that very, very late safety car.
Yeah, indeed. It was. It's going to be a crucial one here on strategy. Obviously, Jona's going to go from the mediums to the hards. Everyone else is, well, most people are going to go from hard to medium. So the question is, if Flo's able to get an undercut or an overcut on this circuit, What has Jonah got to fight back with him being on the hards and Flores being on the mediums? Because Flores' pace is nearly equaling Jonah's at this point, and he's on a different a harder compound tyre. Oh, Jonah pits.
Yeah. Oh, hello. 11 laps, that's all that car can take on the mid. But he has gunned it massively, but now he's going to come out last overall. So that's a very brave pit stop. So Flores Wise takes the lead of the race. Jeremy Luna goes into second, Finch third.
Dovzan pits as well.
Section.
We got on board with Jeremy. Going up for Flores Wires in towards turn 1. Gets the move done. Puts Jeremy up into provisional first place. Flores going to go for the switch back into turn 2. Doesn't quite get it to work, but look how close he's behind Jeremy now.
Yeah, and Flores got the DRS up the hill. Jeremy won't have that as well, but I think he's made the move pretty much stick. Jeremy takes the lead. He already had the net lead, now he's got the race lead as well. And into the pit lane came Zoltan Boda and Bogdan Moldovan. And Duzvan's done the 1:39.09, fastest lap of the race so far. Race leader in of Jeremy. That's an early call on the hard compound tyres. So he's going to take the mediums from lap 16 all the way, lap 15 all the way to lap 29. That's a long way to go on those.
It is, but I think around lap 15, 16 is where we're going to see people starting to pit in.
Philip Walters too.
Yeah, because if you go too long on these hard, you're going to lose time to people on mediums. Let's have a look. Flores is in. Yes, he is. Jake stays out. Vincent's in as well. Does the Mercedes, any of them go in? Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
No Mercedes goes in. That's surprising.
Okay, so Villacampa and Sabrino take second and third, but now we need to really be seeing where Jonas Martins is. He's P12 at the moment, and I can't get to him on my monitor. Here he is, just crossing the control line now, so he does get out ahead of Flores and Vincent Nyquist as well. Yep, by a country mile.
Let's see, though, where does Jeremy come out compared to these lot? He's going to come out, he's going to be fighting his Flores in towards turn 1. Going to go for a switch back up in towards turn 2 now. He's going to get the DRS over Flores. Flores has to push him a little bit off the track. That was controversial, but watching Jeremy, is he able to get through on Flores? No, he's not, even though he's got the DRS, I think. But watching Jeremy now, still on the board. Oh, and that's Oscar round at turn 1. Had a bit of a collision with Vincent Nyquist there. Loses out to Zoltan Boda. Now puts Zoltan in provisional P5.
I think that's Villacampa coming out of the pit lane, and the pit lane feeds into the racing line here as well. Remember Maldonado and Gutierrez in 2014 getting bowled over. I think that's happened. They've just sort of merged together in the racing line.
So let's see now. Tom Martinez on the back of Philip now, coming through turn 13.
Jake pits. Oh, they're all in. Jake's in. Lefted takes the lead.
Lefted leaving it very late.
Yeah, and it's soft.
Ooh.
I was right. Bang on. Jake's going soft.
I'll give you that one.
But you said like 21, 22, so we're both right.
Yeah, well, we can give ourselves a nice point for that. Now, the question is, where does Jake come out? Let's have a look. Jake's got the P6. He's going to come out. Is he ahead of Sergio? It's going to be close. No, he's not ahead of Sergio. He's not ahead of all the train. He's going to come out just ahead of Modesto Mina. But he's gone deep. He's gone deep. He's got rid of it now. He's ruined it. He's not even have to try to Modesto.
Harlan Marquez in trouble too. Philip Walters has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. Moldovan goes to 13th position. But now you watch on the soft tyres. They're going to be so much faster. Harlan Marquez was already making moves further back as well with Bogdan Moldovan in positions. Everyone on those softs are going to be so much quicker in the closing stages of this race.
They will.
If there's a late safety car, my tip for the win would be Jake and Bogdan. Lefted still 7.4 seconds ahead of Jonas Martins. He's going to have to come into the pit lane eventually. Can't do the entire race on one set of tyres. You will get disqualified automatically. Moldovan's back ahead of Cameron Downs now. So Cameron's down the order. And very late cheeky move there as well on the inside from Jake on Modesto Mena. Did he make the position? I'm not too sure, but there's Cameron making a move on the outside there.
Yep,
it's all kicking off.
It's getting close, but Jake's going to take the inside line on Modesto. Oh, Modesto nearly round.
Wow!
But catches it the last second. Harlem's now going to be wanting to take this invitation for a P9. Let's see. Is he able to get through Modesto? No, he's not close enough yet. But Jake Finch, that was a close one in towards turn 11 there. Not sure if any of them got damaged, because it was a bit of a hard knock there coming into the final, coming in towards turn 11. But Jake now just 7/10 behind Zoltan Boda. He's now got himself an extra position, meaning when lefty pits, he'll put himself up to 7th. So he's got a lot of work to do, though, to get himself back into that top 3. But Jake Finch now passing Zoltan Boda down the straight. And also, I'm looking at Sergio Sobrino maybe in towards turn 1. Let's have a look. We'll go on his on board. He's going to get Sergio Sobrino as well into turn 1. Absolutely amazing from Jake Finch. But also, goes a bit deep. This allows Sergio to possibly get a bit of an exit, better exit on turn 2. There's also Boda also having a look at the rear of Sergio. He's going to get past Sergio, I think he is in towards turn 4. Let's see. Zoltan's going to go up the inside. He's going to get the move. He breaks late, hits the back of Jake Finch, but still manages to keep side by side with Sergio Sobrino. But Sergio manages to get the position back.
Lefty retired. Oh, right, and left is into the pit lane, so the race leader pits. Jonas Martins takes the lead with 3 to go.
Well, Vincent gaining on Floris, but he's not able to gain enough on Floris in towards turn 1.
Vincent's going for second. He's taking it down towards turn 1. Vincent has taken second position away from Floris with a brilliant move. These are being completed at the inside. Can Floris fight back? He'll have the DRS, but he's got that 3-second time penalty. Vincent knows it. Floris tries to go around the outside. Vincent shuts the door, and job done.
And we've also got Yuna Bogdan forcing at turn 1 now. Bogdan's going to go up the inside. Yuna has to go a little bit wide on the exit turn 2, takes more curb. But he's going to get a bit of a better exit coming out of turn 2. He's going to charge off to Bogdan now. He's got DRS. Up the inside into turn 4. Goes for the move. Bogdan has to take the outside line on the exit of turn 4, meaning he has to hit the curb at the exit of turn 5. And Lefty's also getting involved. But Bogdan's going to go really late on the brakes then. Still trying to take the position. Lefty's getting involved as well on his softs. And let's see, he goes up the inside of Bogdan. And Bogdan's going to take the outside line on the exit turn 8. This is getting close. Lefty now on the outside into turn 9. Bogdan's going to shut the door. And Yurne is safe just for now. On lap 28 of this race, we've got 1 lap left to go. And things are getting really spicy between these bottom 3.
This is tasty. And looks like Jonas Martins might just have it over Vincent Nyquist, who again has tried his hardest. Lefty trying to push as well. A few other actions going on in the midfield. This is the closest battle on the track. Can Lefty find a way through? I don't think so. Final lap to call here in Bahrain. And Lefty's got such a great run as well. He does not want to finish last again, but neither does Bogdan Moldova. It's turn 14. Still can't find a way through. 1.3 seconds now the gap. Jonas Martins and Vincent Nyquist as well. That's closing down once again as trying to break. Oh, Hala Marquez passes Modesto Mena further ahead, but everyone's trying to break the toe to fin the last battle as well. Duesman's going to feel completely swamped here. Up the inside goes Lefty. Moldovan's on the outside. He's down to last and have the inside line through turn 2, up the hill through 3. And Richie, this is amazing racing.
It is, but Bogdan now gaining on Yurne into turn 4. Can he get the move? Let's see. Yurne tries to push him as wide as he can. Yurne goes a little bit wide on the exit. Lefty gets through both.
Brilliant move from Lefty. He's done what Barrichello did on the Schumacher brothers in Spain in 2000. Round the outside of the pair of them with a great move, and that might run and run. Into the last sector, though, is coming. Jonas Martins will keep an update on that. The gap 1.2 seconds to him and Vincent Nyquist. We'll get back up there in a second. But we've got final DRS zone. Duesman's going to send up the inside of Moldovan. And I think he backed out of it. Last DRS zone, nothing's going to happen there. It's coming to the last couple of corners for Jonas Martins. It's going to be a dominant win for him. Is there going to be any action? Don't think so. We'll come back to this battle later as we go to number 1. Jonas Martins into the last corner. Started on the mediums. Had a 5.2 second lead. Stopped for the hards. He's dominated. A masterclass under the lights in Bahrain with victory in round 2. Back to the battle though in 14th, 15th and 16th positions. Is there going to be any difference? I don't think so. Lefty's got ahead, but he's got that penalty. He's got 1.2 seconds. So Lefty's penalty makes it academic. Cross the line we go. Moldovan 13th, and into the wall goes Duesman as well. What a race.
Whew, that was something. Bravo, bravo, F3.
Time to look at the lights here at Zandvoort with 3, 4, 5 on. Action at Zandvoort. Very quick lights out. Didn't hold them for very long. And that's going to help Lefty try and cut across on the inside down towards Tarzan. Jonas Martins going to be around the outside. Looking at Jake Finch in the Ferrari. Great getaway from him. Trying to slot into third position. Has to stay back. Lefty down to second. Jonas Martins with a brilliant run as well. Bear Grylls been proud of the way he's stopped off the line. And Sergio and Tom have jumped right to the back. Harlem's dropped down a couple of positions as well. So I think that was Leonard side by side with Cameron Downs further back. But Jonas Martins leads as they head down through turn 7.
Yep, I'm watching Jeremy now. He's on the back of Zoltan Boda for 13th. He's right on the rear of Zoltan, but just couldn't get past him in turn 6. But this is really interesting. We can see now going into turn 9, the cars are going 3, 4, 5 abreast. And Zoltan's still fighting with the cars ahead and also fighting with the cars behind. Jeremy, just right on the back of him. Floris already made his way up to 16th, just behind Harlem now. Should be able to clear him pretty soon, but Floris having a really good start, moving himself up 5 positions.
So they come down then onto the start-finish straight once again. Cordy DeBacca on the back of Oscar Villacampa. Yanamartis to 113.818, fastest lap of the race so far, and moving towards the pit wall with an awesome lunge here. Harlan Marquez trying to go right on the inside line, side by side. Zoltan Boda sending on the outside through turn 2 and 3. Zoltan's got the inside line. There's contact and spinning in the middle of the pack. That goes Harlan Marquez into instant retirement, and he's hit the wall, and I think it's triggered. I think a full safety car it has. Safety car deployed, and it was multiple cars involved as well, as Jeremy got caught up in it.
Tyres, when does Jonah decide to go? He's going to leave it a little bit late. Does he go up to the line or will he go now? He's gone, and that is lights out. Really nice start from Jonah, but not very good start from Lefty. Under pressure from Jake Finch now into turn 1 there. And also Vincent fighting Jan Halliday at the back. Oh, and Jan has a big snap. Bit of contact between him and Vincent. But Jake still fighting for that P2. He's going to go around the outside. Take the Fernando Alonso route around turn 3.
Oh, he's going to do it! So ambitious! Beautifully done from Jake! Oh, and Martinez is out of the race! He's made contact with someone! Is that going to trigger another safety car? I think it was on the back of Jack Humphries as well! So we've got Martinez out at turn 3. Will that trigger another safety car? Or at least a virtual, but brilliant from Jake Finch up into 2nd position. Left it down to 3rd. Vincent staying in 4th position, but brilliant round the outside, as you said, Richie.
Cold all game past Phil McKee.
Look, Finn, 17th, he's off, he's backwards at turn 1. So Finn's cutting the pit lane exit, he's got going again, but he's had a spin, and he's dropped all the way down to 17th position.
Yep, that's the last thing he wanted. He's now 13 seconds behind the whole pack, because I think nearly everyone, apart from Bogdan, Oscar, and Sergio...
He's out! He's hit the wall! Too much wheel spin at the end, and he's backwards on the track, and it's a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. I was on board with when it happened.
Full safety car.
Full safety car. Wow, so they've gone from virtual to full because now the dots come out. But into the pit lane, so Zoltan Boda continues. McLaren does a double stop. Jona Martin's in. Jan's in 2. He's changed over. Sergio Sabrina's got a 5-second time penalty, and it's mayhem in the pit lane as everybody is diving in to change onto new compound of tyres. Everybody's in. Perfect strategy, though, for Flores because he needed this safety car to come at the right time, and it has. Well done to everyone who was on the hard tyres for taking them 17 laps into the Grand Prix.
And when does Zoltan decide to go and leave it late? And he's gone. And, it's not gone the best for Jona at all. Is Jake Finch going to be able to get him? We've also got Vincent Nyquist.
Contact from the back as well. And that was Flores getting in the way. Bogdan's gone through on the inside line. Jan's down the position. Villacampas through. Flores just about held it. He dove towards the pit wall. But it was all a mess further back. And you can see on the screens how much everybody's shifting positions. And there's the yellow we were predicting as Leonard's gone round on the track.
And we'll go on board Jona now. Up the inside towards turn 1. He's going to get the move for P1.
Oh, that's close. That's extremely close. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. Zoltan's going to try and fight back through turn 2 and 3. They're side by side. Zoltan's got the inside line to the braking zone. They're going to run each other wide. Jonas taking the high line, but Zoltan takes the low line. And this is your favourite bit, Richie. They're side by side through the tune section.
This is absolutely amazing, and Zoltan still be able to hold in on those medium tyres, which are nearly dead. And he's got it. He's
done it. Brilliant. Jona Martins retakes the lead, and now Zoltan Boda is going to fall quicker than a pebble down an empty well. Flores got such a better exit. He's going to try and pull around the outside into turn 8 as well. They're rubbing wheels. That's brave for Flores. He wants to hold it around the outside line. Cameron's giving him enough room as well. And fair dues to Cameron. He gave enough room. Can Flores dive one on the inside in turn 9? He can. Very late. They're going to make contact wheel to wheel. And just about kept on the track there. Both men trying to give each other as much room as possible. And that was committed as ever.
So, yeah, run board with Flores. And look at this speed from Flores now into turn 1.
Oh, that's going to be tight. And it is contact.
And that's both Zoltan off the track. That was interesting.
Yeah. That's a mess. And look at Zoltan dropping quickly. And I think he might even retire. And diving up the inside. Flores is going to get tapped. Flores who came back in him as well. So Vincent went to the inside to take a move from Zoltan, but Flores was caught up with the DRS and the slipstream. He went to the inside, 3 into 1 doesn't go. Flores locked up, pushed them both wide, and it ends up with Zoltan in the gravel. But that is going to annoy Vincent like mad, and that one will get investigated after the race.
That will. And
Flores
that's
is the 4th.
Oh, and that's round. That's Bogdan round.
No, Spinner!
He's been touched at turn 9. That's a shame. He's putting down to P15. Jack Humphries has contact with Sergio as well. This is absolute chaos. Jeremy looking to get past the Brito as well into turn on the exit of turn 4. This is interesting. And Jack Humphries also touching the back of Jeremy. Jeremy's got 1, and that's some round.
Oh!
3 round at turn 7.
That's what we were fearing, and he's just turned into F2 for the last night. I think the Mercedes might be out.
24 laps. Jack Humphries is out. He's retired on track. Is that a safety car?
Yep. It's happened again now. Is it via? It's a full safety car.
Again.
Another safety car has been deployed. Jack Humphries is out of the Netherlands Grand Prix, and now we have to go again. So Martins, Finch, left in Villacampa, Moldovan on 14-lap on mediums. Everyone else on brand spanking new soft tyres. Time to get the party started. Look at that. Yona doesn't want to lead them across the line, doesn't want to give them any room as we go racing again at Zandvoort. As Jake is going to look to the inside line. Look at that already from the Red Bull, trying to make a run through. Villacampa passing Moldovan. Finch trying to go through for second. There's contact between the 2 leaders. They just about hold on. Jake keeps the lead in the race, and now Yona takes it back as well. Fantastic at the front, as we saw wheel-to-wheel action as Flores is already up into 5th position, and there's contact. Flores is sideways, just saves it, and he made contact with Villacampa. The soft tyres just getting through, but the mediums are making it every bit as difficult as they possibly can as they're through the sand dune section. Now back towards the stadium complex. Flores just about holds it, and he's now looking as well like everybody else is on old tyres. Going to try right round the outside. It's like a magnet being pulled with the momentum, and he's going to go wheel to wheel. They bang wheels. Villacampa's not giving any room up the inside into the braking zone. Flores takes the position. Villacampa's going to send it. Villacampa's forced it wide. He gets a time penalty, and they're still making contact. What is Villacampa doing? Cameron Downs is round. Cameron Downs has gone down to 15th position. Flores gets ahead. Cameron's rejoined, but he's spun in 15th position on the soft compound tyres, and now the race sets off again. But what was Villacampa doing? And now in that trying to break the toe, it's all kicking off. Yeah. Zoltan Boda's gone round, it's caused a yellow flag, but he's got going again. Onto the grass goes Flores. He still can't get through. Have to go for a dive bomb in turn 9 if he stands any chance of winning this race. But he's closing 8 tenths away from Yona Martins. He's going for it on the inside. Cleanly takes second. Now the question is, can he get Yona Martins before the line? Jake's fighting back. It's dealt with. Did he get the DRS to Yona Martins? Yes, he did. How much can he have him towards the line? This is breakneck speed here at Zandvoort. Is it possible towards the last couple of corners? He's so fast through the chicane. 9 tenths, become 8, become 7. But is it good enough towards the line, Richie?
No, it's not, but Jonah's going to look to take a second win in a row from Flores. He's just not got that speed down towards the line. He's going to start gaining, but look at this, he's gaining, but yeah, not enough. But Jonah wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Flores takes second, followed by Jake Finch on the podium. Then left in Bogdan up to 5th, Jan into 6th, then Oscar comes home 7th, followed by Philip, Vincent and Corey. Vincent's going sideways across the line. I'm sorry there, but that has taken my favourite race of the season.
Well, it's always Zandvoort. Spectacular Zandvoort. Yona Martins wins. Driver of the day to Flores Wires, but the top 2 battled it out to the end. What a race!
Let's take a look at the calendar. So, Spain, Bahrain and Netherlands, the first 3 rounds are ticked off our list, and now we've got 3 more rounds, including tonight before we have the winter break, which will be about 2 weeks long. We have Canada, then next week we head off to Monaco, then the week after, which is on the 18th of December, we'll be heading over to Great Britain. Then we have our winter break over Christmas. We'll be back after the New Year for Portugal, followed by Belgium, Australia, the United States, and then to actually round off the season, Abu Dhabi was meant to race there last season, but unfortunately due to issues with the game, we didn't get to do so. So we'll actually get a race at Abu Dhabi.
What a race!
let's take a look at the calendar. So, Spain, Bahrain and Netherlands, the first 3 rounds are ticked off our list, and now we've got 3 more rounds, including tonight before we have the winter break, which will be about 2 weeks long. We have Canada, then next week we head off to Monaco, then the week after, which is on the 18th of December, we'll be heading over to Great Britain. Then we have our winter break over Christmas. We'll be back after the New Year for Portugal, followed by Belgium, Australia, the United States, and then to actually round off the season, Abu Dhabi was meant to race there last season, but unfortunately due to issues with the game, we didn't get to do so. So we'll actually get a race at Abu Dhabi this season. So here we are, we've got the standings of the results from round 3. Jonah Martins took another win, gives him 2 wins this season, makes him the driver with the most wins, after winning in round 2 with a dominant performance in Bahrain, and then round 3 it was pretty simple for him to get the job done. Flores, unfortunately, had a 10-second time penalty. He was on an absolute charge. Started from the back, got himself all out to P2 after having a late safety car, but unfortunately he had an incident going down to turn 1 involving his teammate Zoltan Bauda and Vincent Nightfish. Obviously Vincent reported it and Flores got a 10-second time penalty. And also another penalty was given to Oscar Villacampa. He had 20 seconds worth of penalties, which also dropped him outside the points. Very unfortunate for him, he had a big bath for Hello everyone, and we're here. Sorry for that minor inconvenience. We had some issues with our equipment. The game decided to crash both of our computers, so the stream ended multiple times. But yeah, we're back now fully and ready to go. But
That's never happened before.
No, not for me.
Where both of us got kicked out. I've never seen
weird.
that happen ever. So there's something new going on all the time. Hi, Richie. Should we get going again?
Yes, we should. Well, welcome everyone in. I can't read the chat today because I'm going to get rid of Google because it takes 700 megabytes of my memory. So.
Well, don't worry, I've got it. I just want to say hello to Cameron's dad, who says, let's go, Cameron, and hi, Josh and Richie. Richie, you already responded there as well.
Yeah.
Hello to everyone watching. Hope you enjoyed the half-hour pre-show that we had going on as well. Taking a look back at Bahrain and the Netherlands, the 2 highlights, of course. Couldn't show Bahrain last week because the video had a problem, but now, luckily, we got it working this week. And then just as we went into the driver's standings and everything, it crashed. You didn't even get to see the lap attack.
No.
That's disappointing.
Not today,
but I'll take you through. Well, I'll take you through a live lap attack during the qualifying. We'll go on board with someone who's doing a flying lap, and I'll give it my all for you all. But you looking forward to this one then,
I
Richie?
am.
Into Christmas? This is going to be a fun
Indeed.
one to look to start
But I've
with.
got some good news and sad news. So the sad news is we've only got 15 drivers. The good news is we've got two not newbies, but two new people to F3. We've got Daniel Jelson, who's came from, I think, WR, and we've also got Antoine Dazaluski. So two brand new faces. I haven't seen them before personally, but I presume they're quick enough because Connor's given them a chance here in PSGL.
Absolutely. They seem quick enough. Hopefully they will be quick enough. Qualifying is about to get underway
Yep.
as well on the man-made island, the Ile Notre Dame. So I'll hand over to Richie to talk us through it.
I was going to say, one thing I didn't know until I was looking at the F6 stream earlier was this track, when it's not a racetrack, you can walk around it and it's like a park, a public park, which I didn't know.
There's the big dome there, of course, that was built for the expo, but there's a casino just as we're watching on the screen, actually, in the background on the straight. That is where the casino is as well. So just alongside where the old start-finish straight used to be, because the start-finish straight here, it wasn't actually where it was now. The start-finish straight, it was on the exit of the hairpin. And it was alongside the rowing lake.
So, Josh, I'm going to give you a couple of questions, and being as you're normally a very knowledgeable person when it comes to a track, I want you to show me on track when we get round there. Oh, and Daniel Jelson
is back to main camera then.
So we're live again. I'm going to put us on the main screen because I don't want to.
Put us back on.
Yeah, we're back. It's an issue with the game. We're going to try again, and if not, I don't actually know what we can do. The screen's black because I don't want to mess around with the stream too much so it doesn't die.
Yeah. So, apologies. It seems like technical issues are hitting everybody. The game kicked us out literally just while you were in the pre-show. The game kicked us out just before we went live, and that broke my laptop and Rich's computer because the internet's all like cut out. That's why you lost stream.
Yeah.
As you can see, Rich is, I think, reloading because I'm seeing on his side he's reloading.
Yeah, I am.
As well into the game itself because we've lost access. A new lobby is getting set up, and hopefully we'll be with you shortly. But this is fun, I suppose. As well.
Fun's definitely not the way I would put it, but I suppose at least you got the optimism.
Yeah, are you not wanting to risk put it on the cameras then, and that's why we're just going to look at yours? Is that the safety car?
Yeah, it was a safety car. It's a thing I have on the podium. But, right, if we actually get to go on this time, before we get into lobby, there's two things I want you to show me out on track. First of all, where are the Latifi grandstands? And second of all, where are the Stroll grandstands?
The Latifi grandstand is at the hairpin at turn 10, last time I knew, and the Stroll grandstand is down at turn 6, comically, I think, where he crashed back in 2018 with Brendan Hartley.
Well, one of them was right, one of them wasn't. First of all, you got it mixed up. So the Latifi grandstands are at turn 2 at the exit, and the Stroll grandstands are at turn 10 on the left side on the exit.
Oh, so they've moved them then, okay.
Yes. I saw it on the F4 stream, I thought, F6, I thought, right, Punji, I'm stealing that for mine.
I'm sure they won't mind. They kicked us out of our commentary box. we never had these commentary box problems when we were in box 1 or 2. It's only when we're in box 3.
They've been tagged.
I'm trying to join. I can't get in.
Oh,
this is going to be fun. Right, quickly. Join game. You can see it's counting down. And I'm hoping they shouldn't have done that before I got in, actually. That's very poor there from them. That's actually extremely poor. They shouldn't have done that because that's going to probably put me in as a driver now, isn't it? Are they stopped? They have.
Oh, wait, quick. Spectator. There we go.
Whew. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that before we were in there. So we'll get going again. Yeah, because they've readied that before everybody was there. That's very naughty from whoever's organising this redone lobby. So we're going to be getting underway 10 minutes later than normal due to the problems we've been having. Lobby's been updated. I've joined in at the bottom there, look, a spectator. There I am. Yep. I presume, Richie, you're just... But where are you on that screen?
Oh, at the bottom, right at the bottom. I'm missing.
Yeah, right at the bottom.
Yeah, right. Question is, do we actually get started this time?
Drive. Yeah. Come on, also, I don't want to drive.
I know that Jelson, he DNF'd early, so I don't know if that was... well, either he chose that, or if that was something to do with the lobby wanting to be restarted, etc. But yeah, there's the
Well,
Latifi
10
grandstand.
round.
I mean, the Stroll ones on the right
Yeah.
first screen next to the names. That's the Stroll grandstands.
So that's the Stroll one, not
Yeah.
so that that's down turn.
And then let's see if we
6, 7,
can
okay.
find the
That's,
Latifi
down
one.
there. Very
Show
good.
us turn
Turn
2.
2
Oh
now.
no. Then we're looking at the nice. What you said? Class as a bay or a lake?
It's
Did
a
you
rowing
say?
lake. Yeah, it's a
Oh.
man-made island on the Ile Notre Dame. It was built for the 1967 World Expo or something around there, and it's literally it's a rowing lake. And across it, we don't do the whole length of it in terms of width.
Yeah.
But we go
Oh,
across
it's
the
raining.
lake. Ah, here we go. So it's a wet quality.
Right. So far it's working fine, but it's
yes,
raining.
fingers crossed. Looks okay to me. Wet quality then. That's probably
We'll
not.
have a look at the
If we
tyre
have to
just to see what
restart.
people go on, because I think it's Inters, but I just want to check. And Antoine de Zalewski is apparently on the soft tyres, which is definitely not the thing he wants to be on for the race.
Yeah, just wanted to get that ready, doesn't he? And changed over. So,
Yeah.
okay. Looking good. Who's going to head out there? None of them knew this was going to happen, I don't think. I'm hearing multiple pings in my ear as well about it all. New mentions and everything about tags.
But let us know in the
F3
chat
down.
what the sound's like. Josh, can you have a little look for me? Because I'm not going to risk putting Google on. It's going to
I love
crash.
I love Yana Martin says, yeah, it's dynamic again. PC, get in. Ready. Content missing one. No, yeah, can't get in because the game's not working, Yona.
Right.
I'm in now, thankfully.
We've got 2 drivers out on the lap. We've got Corey back up, the first driver out, followed by Cameron Dowds, who, still to this day, is still increasing his point streak. It was nearly over in Bahrain, and it was nearly over in Zandvoort, but he's now at a streak of 14, looking to make it 15 here. And if I'm correct, it's the biggest point streak of anyone in PSGL.
Yeah,
if it's
I
correct.
think it is.
I've had a little look through. So
yeah, I can't think of a different one. So I think you're bang on there with what you said earlier on. And also, from what I understand, he does have an opportunity, doesn't he, this weekend to make it the biggest ever in PSGL? Because I think Connor had a run when he was the 7-time PSGL champion. He had a run of a number of races, but that stopped. Yeah, Connor's 7-time PSGL champion. According to his Twitter bio, and he is the owner and our boss, so I'm not going to disagree with him.
Well, it wouldn't be a good idea.
No. And then again, he might like it.
Right, Josh, here's your chance. Take us through a lap attack with Corey back up in the Mercedes.
Down to turn 1. Hard on the brakes to 4th gear as well. Drop down as well to the next gear. Control the wheel spin at the exit as well when you're in wet conditions. Then full power. Turns 3 and 4 as well. Slightly tricky because you have to take a lot of line on the inside and the right just to make sure that you don't slam into the wall at the exit. Now, round the casino. That's where the entrance is, just on your right. Hard on the brakes. Take a lot of curb as well into the left-hand at turn 7, because then it straightens out at the exit of 8, down towards the 910 chicane, and you can open up the DRS when you're in normal conditions as well. It's flat out 8th gear, barely getting up to 8th as well before the braking zone in wet conditions. A lot of curb taken there at the chicane, runs it wide at the exit. That's a perfect line for the wet, not touching too many of the white lines. In towards the hairpin now, down from 7th gear, slam on the brakes, all the way down to around about 3rd gear in wet conditions. In dry, it would be 2nd gear, but of course you don't want to rev up the rear tyres, spin them up in wet conditions. There is the old start-finish straight in the old pit building on your left-hand side as we hurtle back down the straight. Used to be a chicane area down here as well, but they straightened it out back in 1996. DRS open 8th gear, hard on the brakes, down into 4th gear as well in wet conditions, and Corey DeBack has actually decided to come into the pit lane. But you would go then right, then left, through the chicane.
Dowds, he's invalidated. So, no lap for Cameron. We'll go on a lap with Jan Halliday now. Coming through the final corner, let's see what Jan's able to do on these intermediate tyres. Coming up towards the line, he's going to set a time of a 1:17.1. I don't know how quick that is because I've never really done much commentary over wet Canada. Bogdan Moldovan coming into turn 1.
Very quick in dry, in wet conditions it's quick, but as you can see already, Flores to the 1:16.4. That's pretty much more like we're going to see. We're going to see about 1:16.2, maybe 1:16.1 in wet conditions around this circuit. In dry conditions, we'll be seeing 1:08s, 1:09s as well. So the track does dramatically slow down because of how much water retention it brings inside it.
Yeah, indeed. But I'm hoping it's a dry race. There we go. Is it? Yep. Jelson goes second with a 16.5, so he's already given us good impressions. Going into his first race here at PSGL, first qualifying session, of course. But yeah, I'm hoping it's a dry race because dry races are good, wet races are horrible. I think everyone knows that. Which Yeah.
Gotta be good. It's got to be a good race, isn't it? As well. As I've raised the commentary camera up so that Richie can see me whenever he turns up. But yeah, it's a fantastic circuit, this as well. It's one of my favourites on the calendar because of the unpredictable races we get here. Don't forget, it was Montreal back in 2010 that gave everybody the idea to have tyres that had aggressive wear, like the Pirelli tyres. It gave everyone the idea to introduce a DRS system because everyone in that race was slipstreaming. In fact, if it wasn't for this circuit back in 2010, Formula One wouldn't be what it is today. So this racetrack is fantastic because Flores is a 1:15.2.
All I'm going to say is I was 6 at that time, so I don't have a clue. I got into F1 at 2018, so yeah, it's definitely not my...
I was commentating on that race back in 2010.
See, the question is, does that make me look young or you look old?
Probably me look old, which is a bad one as well. Although I'm trying to be hip today, I'm wearing a hoodie as well.
Chicago.
Chicago hoodie, yeah. I'm only wearing that because we've been doing the Christmas decorations. And you get hot and sweaty in a shirt. So I thought I'll put a hoodie on. And I haven't had time to change.
Right.
We've literally just put Mary the Good Fairy, we've just put on the top of the tree.
I just received a DM from Harvey Cohen saying, have I just heard you call wet races bad? Disappointed doesn't even somehow feel.
Was that you calling wet races bad or me calling wet races? I love wet races. Oh, yeah.
I hate them.
Well... You've been introduced to F1 wet races when we've had 4-hour red flag periods for absolutely nothing and that lot. But in wet races back in my day, lad, wet races were absolutely fantastic.
Well, I wasn't around then to experience that. Maybe I'll be around to experience a new era of wet races. But yeah, very nice lap from Harlem. P2 at the moment. Flores has set another lap of 16.2 as well. Corey Debacca is out again, along with Bogdan Moldovan. Obviously, Bogdan Moldovan pitted, but he's come back out, and same as Corey Debacca.
Everyone's just playing tiptoe with the conditions at the moment. They're not setting their proper lap times. They're just sort of going out there, seeing what's happening, and then trying to go again.
I think well, the one bad thing about wet races is I think was it 1998 Monaco? Was it wet? If it was wet, I think it was when 17 drivers didn't have to and only 3 won. I think it was Panis who won. Schumacher binned it, didn't he? Was that wet or? Yeah, 96. yeah. Well,
Panis won.
Martinez goes quickest with a 15.9. Wow. Bogdan Moldovan is up to the line and he's starting his lap. Otherwise, that would have been a 16.7 on his out lap. So let's see what Bogdan Moldovan can do now coming into turn 2.
We haven't seen much from Martinez this season, actually, so it's good to see him finally having some top time. And that's a 1:15.9, so the track's improving quicker than I thought it would. I was expecting 1:16.1s as well, so it looks like it's starting to dry out there. So maybe, and look, we're seeing everybody now choosing dry tyres. So this brief rain shower was only going to stay for the first 10 minutes of the session. Yeah,
it looks a lot dry now. I'm looking at Bogdan Moldovan, it looks a lot drier than it was before. Let's see, is Bogdan able to use these inters to get himself on a bit of it's that top 3 or 4? It'll be interesting, because the track seems dry, but the inters still seem to be running quite well, for now at least. But we'll be able to see, obviously, if Bogdan pits, that means the track's too dry for inters. If he goes to the lap, we'll be able to see whereabout he's on the board. We can see there, Williams. There was a big traffic cause there from was it Tom Martinez actually? Well, I think it was. It was Williams.
Martinez, yeah, because Jeremy's in the pit lane. Jeremy's in the pits, and Bogdan pits. So yeah, it's too dry for Inters, so we've got to get the guys.
Jonas on soft tyres at the moment. So he's just currently out on track, coming down towards the Stroll grandstands at the hairpin. Sets a purple sector 2 at 44.4. So let's see now where it is. That's mad.
Yeah, what Bogdan was doing.
So it's definitely dry, and you can see it's a bit twitchy on the exits to the corners, but the track's more favourable in the dry tyres than the wets now, at least. Jonah coming down the back straight towards the Wall of Champions. Let's see what time he's able to set on the board in these soft tyres. And brushes the wall completely there.
Nice and close. Across the line. Jumps to
14.1.
P1. Right, there we go. The track's now dry. Brilliant. So it's a 1:14.184. So now, if anyone's staying on the inters, they need to change over ASAP and get their setups. But they've got 8 minutes to, as the track's going to be constantly improving as well. And now the DRS has been enabled. So now the track's going to be constantly improving, constantly getting quicker. It's going to be a question of who is last to cross the line to get a lap time in.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Cameron Downs. I think he must have had a big snap going into the chicane there. He was purple sector 1. He had DRS into sector 2. And then coming into the chicane as it turns 8 and 9, he had a really... He must have had a snap because he just let off on the exit, which is surprising. He didn't invalidate either, which is odd. On board is Zoltan Boda, coming into the corner where Cameron Downs just let off, and he's going to continue his lap this time. Let's see, is he able to take that purple sector 2 from Yona? And he lets off as well. What's everyone letting off for?
Yeah, it's the track. It's improving too much. They've got a different setup for what they want, so they need to change over and get it better. Connor has just put in the chat, on earlier, I won 7 titles before PSGL was massive between F1 2013 and 2016. But he's still a 7-time champion, Connor.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hello, George. George is in the chat.
Hello, George. Floris Wires goes first. Oh, no, Harlan Marcus goes first at 11.7. 2 seconds quicker than Floris. That's really nice from Harlan. Puts him on that provisional pole spot. Floris and Joan up, fighting for the championship currently, down in up in second and third, and then down in 12th is a person in second, Jake Finch.
One thing I like as well to see with Yona Martins, if he can make it 3 in a row, Flores took round 1, and then Flores didn't get any points in round 3, had a bad Bahrain. So this is going to give Yona Martins the incentive to sort of start running away with the championship, starting to think before we go into the mid-season break after Silverstone.
Fee McKee
as
goes
well
quickest.
Wow,
11.03.
7/10 quicker.
We'll go on board with Jake Finch, who's gone. Oh, he's hit the wall, so we'll move off him. I think he's let off. Hit the wall in the exit sector 1. But Bogdan Moldovan now coming out of turns 5 and 6, coming down towards 7. Okay, I'll get mixed up with the corner names on this track, but he's in towards 7 and 8 or 8 and 9, one of the two. Cameron Downs goes quick to 10.4. Now let's see what Bogdan can do. He's coming out to the end of sector 2 and towards turn 10, the hairpin. We can see Williams going around. Floris quickest.
Nice. There we go.
Bogdan.
So the top 3 is changing.
Let's see. Bogdan went purple in the second sector. He's able to convert that into a purple third sector and a purple lap to put him on that provisional pole. Bogdan, we haven't seen much of him at all this season. He scored 8 points only in the first 3 rounds, which is really unfortunate. Let's see if he can make that possibly another 8 this weekend. Jake Finch goes second.
He's got it wrong. He's invalidated it. Yep. Bogdan took it too wrong through the chicane. He's lost the lap time. That would have been a 1:10.2. That would have put him P3 on the grid. So Bogdan just getting a little bit psyched out by that last corner.
Yeah, but Antoine Dazalewski went purple in the middle sector, and he's now charging down towards the final turn at the Wall of Champions. Let's see, is he able to make it through without invalidating and hitting the wall and get himself onto possibly the top 5? Oh, brushes all completely. Let's see. Where does Zalewski put his Mercedes? P3. Very nice.
1:10.412. He thought about going to the left to try and have another run after this lap, but he stayed to the right-hand side, which is the quicker line as well to take in qualifying. In the race, you'll see them drift over towards the left-hand side towards the pit wall, but in a qualifying run, they'll stay on the right-hand side and keep as straight as line as possible because it curves the start-finish line here, so it's actually quicker by about a quarter of a second.
Lefted, so looks like he's going to take pole. Jelson at 9.4. Lefted a 9.4. And mate, this track is ramping up. Right, Jan Halliday, he goes purple in sector 2. He's now coming into turn 10 hairpin. Let's see, is he able to take that top spot? It's the qualifying is changing constantly here on this track. Obviously, Tom was first at one point, now he's 12th. And that is Jeremy, third. Very nice. But Jan now coming down.
They've got to run out there. They've got to keep going.
It's the track's improving. Jan looks like he could possibly take the top 5, rubbing the wall in the exit. Same as that Williams as well. Goes 4th with a 1:9.59. Who else was coming across the line? It was
Tom Martinez goes 3rd.
Yona Martins though down in 13th. Does he improve? He does, but to 3rd. Very nice.
So that's gonna. Oh, Hala Marquez coming across the line as well. I think that starts a lap time, actually, for 13th position, because the computer wasn't telling me that on my screen.
Nor me.
But nice in turn 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, let's take a lap, shall we? As we come in towards the 3-4, down to 5th gear, back on the inside. Oh, he's lost the lap time already. I was about to say, you take as much curb as you possibly can through that part of the track at turn 3, but if you just cross over by a millimetre, the game automatically deletes your lap time. Believe me, when I had to do lap attack, it took me around about 5 attempts to get that corner right. It's a horrible corner.
The thing is, though, the track still looks a little bit slippery in places, on my camera at least. Tom Martinez, I was talking about him being down in 14th, he's now in 4th. So Tom's having a really good qualifying session here in Canada. And you can see he's just 3/10 ahead of his teammate. So Williams look like they could do quite well here. Zoltan Boda goes purple in the middle sector. 3 seconds improvement on what he previously did through that second set. So let's see now, is he able to convert that into a very good, reasonable lap time, possibly in the 9.5s, 9.6s?
Has he got the DRS open? I don't think he has. I can't see it activated.
Yeah, he has for me. Into the final corner now. The World Champions gets very close. And let's see now, what can Zoltan Boda do? Up towards the line, will he set it in a 9? He will. Puts in P5, splitting the Williams. And you don't often say Red Bull's splitting 2 Williams, but here we are today.
Very true, actually. We don't. And we should say more often. Wow, Zoltan Boda really is having a sliding rear end of that Red Bull, isn't he?
He is.
As he comes through the chicanes. So Daniel Kielsen has come back out onto the track as well. So has Lefted. And into the pit lane comes Jeremy.
Also,
Jan Halliday's coming too. And Anton, Cameron, and Corey DeBacker. Go on.
I spoke to a Dutch friend of mine earlier, asking him how he pronounced Daniel Jeldsen. It's Jeldsen. So you just say it without the K. I asked him, I said, I've never seen this name before and I don't have a clue how to say it. Can you please tell me? And he said, oh yeah, Jeldsen. I'm like, oh, and you make it seem like it's easy and I've never heard of it before.
So you just take the K off. Silent K.
Jake Finch is coming round the final corner. He's going to be setting his lap. We'll go on board with Jake Finch for his first lap if you'd like to take us through, Josh.
Absolutely, down towards it as well, in towards the first corner, hard in the braking zone as well, just trying to keep it right. The Ferrari's going to have a lot more power as well, so make sure to keep the rear under control. Into the chicane, drop down to 4th gear as well. He's actually taking it in 5th with 220 kilometers per hour. That's a lot of accelerator. Up towards 6 and 7, light touch on the brakes, let the car drift, let it oversteer as well because it keeps you a straighter line down the back straightaway. DRS open as you hurtle back down towards the 8-9 chicane, all the way from 8th gear, back on the brakes, down to 4th gear, flick the car in. These eSport drivers are defying the laws of physics. They are flying through in 5th gears when the track map says 4. This 10-10 hairpin though, pretty standard. Hit the brakes all the way down, 3rd gear corner. Lot of actual oversteer. The car wanted to drag him out wide there as well. Good exit though, back up to speed a bit late though, according to the rev limiter. DRS now active as he pulls down the back straightaway. The Droid du Casino in 8th gear, turn 13-14, slam on the brakes all the way down to 4th gear, flick over the curbs as well, avoid the champion's wall, keep the car towards the right. As you can see, the start line curves, so it's a quicker lap time. Go second, 109.461. Brilliant.
Very nice. And the thing is, that will help Jake in the championship. He's currently, 2 positions ahead of Jona, who's in 4th. He's just on his lap now, but we'll go on board with Bogdan Moldovan. Alfa Romeo having a bit of a shock at 14th and 15th. They need to improve that. Bogdan, 3/10 slower than Jake Finch in that first sector, which is not good at all. And if he continues like that, that will put him around, P8, P9. So he's got to improve through that middle and 3rd sector, which I think he can do. Bogdan's probably one of the most experienced drivers here. We've seen him a lot. Me and Josh, I seen him on my first ever race commentating ever in league racing. And me and Josh have followed him all the way through in PSGL. He goes purple in the second sector with a 41.4.
Sunshine coming out as well at the last corner, so the track conditions are going to get better even in the last 10 seconds. So who's going to be the last one across the line? I think it's an Aston Martin. I think it was Lefted, who's got the best of the track conditions. It will be. So watch out for Lefted to complete the last lap time. Checker flags out. And as I was saying, if you want to trust anyone for a great qualifying lap time in a great race, it's Bogdan Moldovan sliding out the last corner there. He's got nothing to lose. Track temperature on the rise. Is this a good time for Moldovan? It only goes P8.
Not good from him at all. Cameron Dades, however, coming through the final corner as well. Let's see what he can do. Currently 13th. Can he improve? Yes, he can to P7. Just gets past Bogdan. Jan Halliday goes quickest by a 10th.
Great lap time. So
absolutely amazing.
347.
But the one we want to see,
however,
Floris.
Is
5th.
Oh,
only 5th for Floris.
That's a surprise.
It is.
Man, he's got 6 penalty points.
Jona
Martins. That's better. But I'm watching Lefted. He's the last one to cross the line. Hasn't invalidated it.
Yeah, we're on On Buddy Jolson there, coming towards the line. Where does he go? Quickest!
Oh! First race? Look at Lefty, just come out of the last corner, booting it hard. He's got a great one. 107, 108, 109. Lefty does take pole. He was the last across the line. He's the last one to cross it, and he gets pole position. A 109, 177. That was on the cards. Best of the conditions. The sun came out. The track started to dry up. He's on pole. Fabulous strategy again from Lefty. We saw that, Richie, last year in F4.
That was absolutely amazing. That qualifying session, I thought, once Jan got over the line, yep, Jan's got it. Then Jona, then Jelton, then Lefty. It went from a McLaren 1-2 to a Haas Aston Martin 1-2, but by 3,000ths of a second.
Oh, look where that's put the championship protagonists. Jona Martin's now third. Flores starts seventh. And yeah, but Moldovan's down to 13th. Jeremy starts 14th. He's quick. Cameron's, I think, 9th. Wow.
But Lefty,
11th.
Bravo. Amazing performance from him.
I thought we should put the cam commander's bow. I think that is fantastic.
I was looking at, I was watching you, because obviously you was talking to the corner across the line, watched your face, and honestly, I could see that shock and surprise as everyone just coming to the pole. I couldn't even get words out near the end.
No, I couldn't either. It was just, that's amazing.
Top three separated by 300ths of a second.
That's amazing.
That is the equivalent. A blink is around, I think, half a second. A blink.
So that's quicker than you can blink.
But you're going to think that's probably 3 or 4 times quicker than half a second. So just.
I'm still in the comments box trying to blink now.
Yeah, I was doing that before. I was like, right, blink, time it. It's about, but it's absolutely amazing.
We'll do that at the end of the commentary.
We will.
Get the cams on to start blinking.
Also, sorry if I keep getting caught off guard. I'm looking at the stream constantly to see what the see if it's running fine. So if I start talking a load of crap, that's because I'm looking at the stream and my stream stats to see if everything's working. Because I'm still paranoid that it'll just turn off at the most climaxed of moments.
Got it on, don't worry. Who's calling in the It's you. You're calling the start, aren't you? Because it's an even race. 2, 4. Yeah, it's you. There we go. I couldn't remember all this drama. I've forgotten everything.
Well, I didn't notice either that Flores has joined FES. I don't know if he was there before, but he just didn't have it in his name. But I swear we never said FES before on Flores's name.
No, we never have. No.
So we got an FES. We got an FES lockout for Red Bull, which is very good for them, I suppose. And I'd say FES are probably more like Red Bull in real life. Not saying that's a bad thing.
Did you say that's overcast, Richie?
Yeah, it's overcast, definitely. So it could be interesting. Do we see rain? I hope not, but we'll have to see. I've become a strong hater of rain. Yeah, but
it's going to be fab.
Maybe, but we'll have to see. As long as we don't listen, as long as we don't get Robert Kubica, we're fine.
Okay, stand back, turn your colours up. It's rain in Montreal or the Notre Dame. It's coming.
There's no rain, but there might be. Has he got ready now? 3 seconds, 2, 1. Everyone's getting ready, getting the setups, getting the strategies ready. Let's see now. As you can see the cars lining up on the start finish straight. We've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And all lights are out here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Lefty gets a really good start. And Jelton, really bad start from him. Jan also getting Jona. Jona has a really bad start, getting a nice twitch on the line. Oh, and that's Jake Finch forcing his way through on the exit of turn 2. Jan also getting a little bit of touch from his teammate. We can see now we've got Jake and Jona going side by side into the chicane. Jona goes off track and takes a position. And also the Red Bull of Flores had a really good start. He's looking there to get Jake Finch up the inside into turn 5 and 6. Oh, that's Jona around! No! And Flores as well. Big.
Cars. Oh, and there's another one round. Is that Tom Martinez stuck at the exit turn 7? It is. Well, they've all got going again, but utter chaos. Flores down to 14th position. I think he's got some sort of damage.
Right.
And that was all calls. 3 to 1 doesn't go.
I'm going to say one thing, and I think that was Flores' fault. Because he let Jona back through. And if that was Flores' fault, I can see the steward room, the F3 General, getting very, very heated. Because Jona's very annoyed with Flores after the last race. Zandvoort.
He's already got 6 points.
So
6 points, for Flores
not good.
now on his licence.
But I don't know what happened to many drivers. Yeah, because Cameron Tate has lost 2 positions.
Yeah, Lefty's got the fast lap though, 117.8. The sun's come out turn 1. So Tom's into the pit lane. I'll take a look at his monitor and report back. I think he's got something wrong with the front wing. I don't know if you can
we'll
see
look at the
that on the
tyres
stream
to see
probably.
what strategy people are doing. But yeah, this is chaos on the first lap. Zoltan Boda going softs, everyone else on hard. Zoltan getting past Bogdan Moldovan. Moldovan now down to 9th position. And also we got, who's that? Cameron Day, who's got the inside of Antoine there. On that turn 5, very nice from Cameron. He's really getting his elbows out here today. And he's still side by side going down towards into turns 8 and 9. Let's see, can he get the move done? He's run the outside, has to back out for now. But he's got a lot more pace than Antoine has, so possibly we could see a move for him down in towards the chicane at turn 10. Let's go on board Cameron Days and see what he can do. Into turn 10 now, goes up the inside, breaks late, goes for the move, goes a little bit deep though. Oh! That's contact
Cameron
there between.
Got a knock from Anton.
Oh, Antoine knocked Cameron. That also got Jeremy to lose a position. Jeremy now in 13th. Jonas moved up to 12th. Floris stuck behind. Jeremy.
Zoltan Boda's just taken Cordy DeBacco as well into the chicane. 3 laps completed, and utter chaos has kicked off here in terms of the championship. Jona Martins is outside the point scoring positions, so neither championship protagonist scoring. But this is just perfect. A rain or a safety car is going to change the complexion of this championship here in Montreal.
So, if things was finished like they were now, Jake Finch will take the lead by 4 points.
Oh, he's going to want that a lot, isn't he?
This is good for Jake.
Jake's reminded me a lot of Kimi Räikkönen in 2007. Just sort of always in the background, the silent protagonist as well, and then bang, in the last couple of races.
I suppose that's like Bogdan last season in F4. Literally the same example.
Yeah. First half of the season, Bogdan was nowhere.
Zoltan Boda.
Back after the break. And
on
went
Harlem.
quick. Yep.
And puts him into 6th. Zoltan's having a really good start, but he's going yet again for that alternate strategy. Obviously, last week in Zandvoort, we saw him go, was it 28 laps or something on the medium tyres?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's yet again going with that alternate strat, seeing if he can do something different, whether that's to help his teammate or help someone else, I don't know. But he's on these softs and he's had a good start. He's made some positions, but the question is now, does he go soft hard? Because that's going to give him a long stint on the hards. Or does he go for a 2-stop? Or, you know, it could be anything he's going to do. Zoltan goes quickest to 12.3 now in on his fastest lap. Theo McKee right behind Jake Finch. Jake Finch 3 seconds behind Jan Halliday. So he's either got no pace or he's got some sort of damage. But I don't think he's got any damage unless he got some fun when he had that contact with Jona and Floris down at turn 5. But Theo seems a lot quicker than him, but just can't get past him, which is unfortunate. But we'll possibly see a move going down in towards turn 10 or possibly down towards 11 and 12.
Right, let me do a quick run through the field because this is fascinating. I think we might get interrupted a bit by Zoltan trying to pass Fionn. But Jan Halliday, he's moved up a position. Jake's moved up 2. Fionn's moved up 4. Zoltan Boda's up 6. Harlan Marquez is up 3. Corey DeBacca's where he started. Bogdan Moldovan's up 4. Cameron Down's only up 1. Anton is up 4. And then Jona Martins is down 9. Floris is down 6. Jeremy's where he started. And Tom was the biggest defect because he's down to 10 positions down where he started. Lefted and Jensen start exactly where they are. And look how much Jake's having to sort of block down the straightaway as well to Fionn McGee. And he's right on him. But with the DRS active, this isn't going to take long.
The thing is, though, Fionn just doesn't have that pure speed going through that final corner in the Wall of Champions. And I think we've got a little move further back. It was Antoine on Jonah, but couldn't get past. Jonah's now outside the 1 seconds to Cameron, which is critical. But yeah, Fionn is quicker, but he just can't get Cosmos to make a move into the Wall of Champions. But he can't carry enough speed through to make a move into turn 1, which is the only real opportunities where he can make an overtake. Going down towards turn 8, big slide from Zoltan there. He's going to get overtaken by Harlem. And we'll go back to Fionn in a bit. But yeah, we up. Harlem right behind Zoltan now, in towards turn 8 and 9. Can't make a move. No, he can't, but he's going to be right behind, literally bump drafting him, coming into that corner now. And we're going to see, does he get a charge down towards turn 10? No, he doesn't. But yeah, as I was saying about Fionn, he's just not got that speed to get into those critical overtaking zones, which is what's costing him time.
I can do better. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, big snap from Fionn there. Absolute giant there.
That's going to leave him vulnerable down the straight.
It is.
Yeah, look at Zoltan. Yeah, Zoltan's just licking his lips as well. He's got the soft tyres on. He may as well be like a shark with a knife and fork and just eat the rest of the field up at this rate. Look how quickly they take the last chicane, and look how much Jake is actually gaining in that chicane. And look
Zoltan
how much
Boda
is losing.
on the back of Fion. Gonna go up the inside. No, he's not. He's sticking back. I thought he'd go for a move there. At least I would in that case. But then again, I'm not a pro driver, so probably wouldn't be the most wise idea. It would be kind of a Max Verstappen or Lance Stroll type move.
Now, you said at the start of the race as well that Flores went off the track to get a move done as well. And Flores was given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So Flores went off the track. How similar to Sebastian Vettel going off the track in 2019, rejoining in a dangerous position.
Fighting with Antoine now. Going in towards turn 8. Sorry, cutting you off there, Josh, but we don't want to miss this one. Flores has got the DRS going in towards turn 8. Now, look how close he is, but just doesn't get past. Ooh. And Antoine gets a 3-second as well. So at the moment, they're just going to count back on each other. I mean, no positional change. And there we got Flores round the outside line into turn 10. He's going to brake a little bit later, trick Antoine into a move. Then he's going to get the DRS on the exit and possibly get Antoine down towards the final corner. Let's see now, Flores is definitely not one to back out. Let's see if he can get the move. He'll get it easily. 10th and a half now. He's going to go around the outside in towards the final corner. He's got the long gong straight to go. And Antoine's not going to back out too soon. And I think he's got him. He has got him into the final corner. Very nice from Flores. That puts him into 12th at the time being.
I tell you what, I know George is in the chat. I want to ask him on keyboard, George, what button do you look back on your keyboard? Because I cannot work it out as I'm trying to look back. But that was great from Flores there, up the inside, around the outside and sweeping back. But as you said, forced into a mistake was Anton. And that is some clever driving, as Jeremy's now got a 3-second time penalty.
The only penalties of people outside the top 10. Now, what does that say? If it says anything, of course.
Pushing hard. This track doesn't go well for title
Well, I'm not one for pro racing, so I've just been driving this track recently. Just want to compare my pace to some of the F6 guys, the F4 and F3, and I keep getting track limit violations all the time. It's so easy to just cut the track by the millimetre, especially the hardest part I would say is going in towards 3 and 4, and then coming through into 8 and 9. It's a death zone for anyone who can't drive the track properly, which obviously I can't. So it depends who's got the most space, but watching Jeltsen now on the back of lefted, he's 3.5 tenths coming out of the final corner, and I don't think he's going to be close to make a move yet. No, he's not. But one quick thing, Josh, before I hand over to you. Jeltsen, he's come out of nowhere. He was in WOR Tier 2, I think it was, according to Reese. And obviously he's come here to do some reserves for us. But he's mega quick. You know, I'm surprised he didn't see me here before, because he'd be definitely a contender for the championship. Obviously, judging off the pace we've seen today, we've had 3 rounds already, so I don't think a championship would even be on the cards now for him. But it would have possibly been at one point if he joined at the start of the season.
Yes, I would say, first of all, amazing talent. Loving what I'm seeing here as well in the commentary box. But I'm quite surprised to say that the championship might already be done. That's just because we've seen the consistency of the past 3 weeks of Yoda Martins, of Flores Wires as well. They seem to be the top 2 battling in the title for this season. But I really want to see... I think he's an early type of Max Verstappen. You know, like 2016 to 2018, before he was a threat for the title and all that.
Well, they're moving towards the final corner, and he gets the lead.
Whoa.
We missed that one off guard. Brilliant stuff there.
Slipstream. Absolutely slipstreamed him, but he's fighting back. Lefty's going to try and get the slipstream back down towards turn number 1, but he's dropped so much pace already. Brilliant from Jeltsen. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing a championship this year from him, but if he wants to stay here in F3, maybe even get progressed up to F2 next year, if that's the way he wants to go about it, he'll be a champion.
But the thing is, though, we look back at season 31 in F4. Obviously, some of you might not have watched back then, but we looked at Leroy Brown. He looked like he was going to take it away. And Istvan Nagy, he looked like he was the main contender in the first 2 rounds. And then he dropped off. He dropped to reserve body bar and he come back for a couple of races. But we thought Leroy Brown, he's got it over with. Now Istvan's dropped out. He's got it. Bogdan came. Then Harvey came. It was, you know, people don't realise how quick it can change. Even though there's only 11 rounds, it can always be, there's always a chance for a change. All we need now is for Jonas and Flores to not score, and for Jake to take the championship lead. Then we've also got other drivers who are going to boost up points. Obviously, we haven't got Vincent, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to pay off any of this, which is unfortunate for him, because he's one of the quickest drivers in the tier, I think, and would possibly be the runners-up to Jonah and Flores. So Yeah, he'd definitely be regretting that one. But watching Jonah out get himself into that top 10 on the back of Cameron Dowd. Cameron's going to push him to the outside, and they're going to go side by side. Oh, and Jonah pushes Cameron a bit into the wall there. Pushing him down to 11th now, which means Flores is also going to take that invitation. Possibly in the next couple of laps to get past Cameron as well. Unfortunate for Cameron there.
That's going to be a penalty for Jonah Martins, for sure. I mean, he didn't leave Cameron any room. Cameron was on the outside, and it was Jonah making the move on the inside and then squeezing him into the wall. So Jonah, in my opinion, will get a penalty for that one, which is even worse as well for the title. But
obviously, I'm a steward, so I would say in my eyes that will be a penalty. But then again, we need to look at the clips again and see what happened.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, coming from analysis of what we see live, it looks like a penalising move. But we'll have to see, because we don't know, did Cameron turn in? Because it's mad, isn't it, when you watch a clip live, even in real F1, and then you look back at it and you think, hang on, that guy was going straight. You look back and he turned right slightly. It's mad, isn't it? You can't really tell. It's so bizarre.
There's a wonderful podcast that's just come out featuring David Croft. I think the Pit Stop Boys did it or something or other. And he says, so often he gets called on Twitter after the race, oh, you called this wrong, you called that wrong. But what he says, and what I've always agreed with, is the fact is that you're calling the sport live. So, and now as into the pit lane comes Corey, is that Corey? No, Zoltan Boda. So he's done 9 laps, or close to 11 actually now, on those soft compound tyres. He's going to switch over to the mediums, which means he's still going to be faster than those on the hards, but he'll have to really look after the tyres in the second stint to make them another 24 laps. But yeah, we're calling a narrative that on one lap is exactly the same, and that's where the race is going, and then it's going to change a lap later. For instance, we were talking about Lefted dominating the race, then Jensen's come up out of nowhere and taken the lead. The narrative is constantly shifting, so of course, out of context, things that we say is going to look wrong, but they're right at the time. That's what you've got to remember about live commentary.
That's one of the biggest things yet. Obviously, I don't commentate in any of the big leagues, but I've said things before on comments. People are like, hang on, you said that wrong, like in Discord after. I'm like, well, I'm just looking at what I was saying.
Oh, so Jonah's going to dive up the inside of Bogdan, and Bogdan's just about giving him enough room for over 8th and 9th position. And it's going to be a DRS train down the back straight away. This time, Jonah's going to try and go around the outside line. Bogdan's going to give him enough room. I think Jonah's made the position stick this time. He has, up to 8th. Now, that was a clean move.
And to anyone who watches football quickly, currently, Japan are topping the table over Spain and Germany and Costa Rica. Yeah, Japan are winning Spain 2-1.
Okay, that's a big surprise to me. I'm commentating on the football, actually, as well, for a radio station in America, and that surprised me, so... Wow. So, yeah, are we going to have to face Japan? It's England versus Japan.
No, versus Senegal, I think, in the semis.
Oh, no,
but I don't.
Eventually.
Oh, I don't think we'll make it out. I don't think we'll make it out to the quarters.
Because you're optimistic.
Yeah, but the thing is, chances are France will beat Poland, we'll beat Senegal. We're going to have to fight France in the semis. You tell me that we'll beat France. I can't see that happening. Oh, unless France have another terrorist attack in the club, it's not going to happen because all the players will still be there. Whereas I think it was in the thing is in the...
hang on a minute. Sorry, hang on. Jonah Martins is right in the back of Corey De Backer again. He literally just nerfed him through the wing out of the turn 10, and now he's going to push him down the straight again. So Corey De Backer, who's a reserve driver, who's run 3 of the 4 races so far this year, is getting close again, but not going to much there through the chicane. Nope. But yeah, back to the football for a second, as the race just sort of strings itself out a bit more. I completely agree with you. We're going to have to face France, but France, for the first time, did lose their match the other night. Yeah,
but didn't they have like 3 or 4 injuries of their main players?
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get far. We'll get far.
We hope.
We're not facing Italy, which is the good
thing. Conor might have a go at us for this after, because we don't talk about F1, but it's sport. It's relevant. Yeah, exactly. It works. Sports and football and Formula 1 are very similar in terms of it being sport. So we can talk about what we want as long as it's sport. We could talk about the cricket for all we want. As long as people in here which will like it, surely there will be.
Well, right now we're just waiting for the pit stops to happen because they've all started on the hard tyres, thinking the rain was going to come midway through the race. And this is a strategy we've seen quite a lot this year, actually, in F3. Everyone starts on the hard tyres, takes them until around about lap 15 or 16. Then we see some of them start to chicken out and change over to the medium compound. But some stick it right to about lap 27, 28, like we saw at Zandvoort, and then just go for it. This track is quite similar. Look, here they come. Look, into the pit lane. Well, Harlan Marquez, who already had a 3-second time penalty, has just been given a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. But in they come. Jonas Martins is in as well, and he's going to put on the medium compound tyre. See, this is the people I'm on about. The ones who chicken out of the long-run strategy early and put the hard and put the
thing is,
on.
If they're running on the mediums, that means that Jona and Hartlem are going 21 laps on mediums.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Around this track, it's not going to work.
It's confusing, to say the least, of why they're pitting that early. Maybe there's a hidden thing I didn't see, but they're either going to be waiting for rain, which I doubt is going to happen, or they're waiting for a late safety car. But
late safety car is more likely, because if they were waiting for rain, they may as well just stayed on the hard tyres and kept track position. They've sacrificed track position, thinking that they're going to be quick. Then they're going to gamble on a safety car coming later into the race when it's going to affect them. So this is going to be good. Ricky's saying that they can make it, but 20 laps on medium is going to be close. Harlem again. Another 3 seconds added onto his time there. So that's 6 seconds worth of penalties, plus another 5, so that's 11.
Of course they can make 21 laps on mediums, but the question is why? Why go so long on those tyres? And we can see there, everyone comes to the pit lane here. We've got Jake, Fion, Corey, Bogdan, Floris, all pitting a bit later than the others, and then the top 3 stay out. And these are going to be able to get an overcut, or undercut, whatever, whichever way it works.
Overcut for them.
On Jake, because Jake was 4 seconds behind Jan Halliday. So
work out where is Jonas Martins on the track? Has he
passed?
Yes, he has. 9th. So he's got the undercut.
Look, he's came out.
Oh, but he's right where he was. He's come out exactly where he was in 10th position. So now, in one respect, it's worked out because he hasn't lost track position now. But in another, it was a foolish lap because now he's got a lap-old medium compound tyre. Yes, the more temperature, but already you're seeing that Jake is ahead by quite a distance as well. And Harlan was the only one who jumped, but he's got a penalty. That was a bad gamble in my book, and he should have waited another lap or so.
You think? I thought that worked, personally. Because he's got ahead of Fion, and Corey, and Bogdan, and Cameron.
He hasn't. Yeah, but he's got ahead of that, but he's still in 10th position. He was in 10th position anyway. At the moment, I don't think it's worked out as well as he thought it would, because he's still stuck in the same group he was stuck in before. So it's just going to be another train, because Jake was great at defending.
Yeah.
So until 1 to 6 pit, it's not going to work out. And that could be ages, because they could get lucky with a safety car. So at the moment, it's a gamble on whether that strategy works. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier on. Right now, I'm calling it that this is a gamble, and it's probably not going to work out. But in 5 laps' time, it might work out perfectly if a safety car doesn't.
We'll have to see.
You, as a commentator, you're constantly thinking around about 20 other strategies that could go on at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. You can't think of one strategy because unfortunately, it's never that simple. Tom Martinez into the pit lane. So he's either going to retire or he's going to swap tyres. He's done 30 laps on the soft, which is quite a long stint. So he's possibly gone to some hards or mediums. He's gone to hards, 1 lap old ones, the ones he used on lap 1 before he swapped over to his soft. So he'll be back out and taking those to the end. But at least he doesn't retire like some of the drivers do.
Does he have to pit again to put the mediums on? I don't think
he does.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He'll make those to the end. But he's about to be lapped at this point by Jeltsin, Lefted and Jan, because they're just behind him coming down in towards someone. He's on the exit turn 2.
Well, let's just talk about it. Because look, Floris got a penalty, so has Anton, so has Jeremy. So they drop out of it. So it really is just the top 3. So Zoltan Boda gets a 3-second time penalty with multiple warnings.
Yeah.
So that adds in up to the front.
It does.
So really,
everyone's getting warnings.
Yeah, Jake is effectively P4. If my calculation's correct.
Effectively, yes. No.
I'm just trying to work out who the leader is.
He would be P4, yeah. He would be P4 followed by Jona, Fion. So Jonas moved up to 5th, which is a better start. Floris, however, has Floris had a spin or something? Because he's on his 16 lap old hards, but he's 8 seconds behind Jan. Surely he wasn't that far behind before, was he?
He wasn't 8 seconds back. He was only a 2 or 3, wasn't he? And Anton's dropped 4 seconds back. So Floris at the moment is on his own. And in fact, he could come in and take some of his penalties. No, he can't because they're 3 seconds both, aren't they? So he's not... At the moment, he stays 4th, though, with that 3-second time penalty. So, but
The
he's
thing
on-
is,
hasn't
seems
pitted
odd to
yet.
me. Why the top three so late? Why is everyone else
Yeah.
pitted early, or are they pitting late? That's the question. Because the top three, they'd be going for the ideal strategy, and they've left it still, and they're going out on a lap for 18 laps. So is it the fact of everyone else has pitted early, or is it the fact they pitted late? Kodabaka gets 3-second time penalty, another
Oh.
one to add to his tally, I think.
That's a shame. It's getting complicated, this race. Cameron Downs does a 1:11.891. Honestly, it's giving me a headache. It's quite a confusing one to try and work out because there's so many different people on so many different strategies. If you're looking at it, you may just think, oh, well, the top 6 are yet to pit. But if you look, and everyone else has pitted. But if you look at it, Zoltan Boda's done 7 laps, but has penalties. Harlem's done 4, but has a penalty. Jake's done 3, and is ahead of Jonah Martins, but Martins has got better pace than Jake. It's just so confusing to try and work it out.
It really is.
We're just got to sort of go for it and see what happens, to be fair. Right now, the net lead of the race is still Jensen.
I'm watching Harlem. He's gone on the outside of Zoltan Boda, braking later into turn 10. Bit of contact between the two, but luckily nothing too damaging. Oh, another bit of contact nearly in the wall there for Harlem. And he's fighting with Boda still going down the straight. Daniel is in the pit lane now. And let's see where he comes out. But Zoltan still ahead of Harlem. And Harlem had a really good run, but also we got Zoltan on Jeremy into the final corner.
Oh,
A bit of contact, and there's also 4 of them going side by side down to that final corner.
Oh my word, it's 5 abreast! Oh! Is that not contact? It's what's happened to Finn? Has he dropped down? My timing screen's showing Finn's dropped down to 11th position. They're still side by side. They're still 6 abreast. Well, take a ticket and the meat canter and line him for a position. 3 into 1 doesn't go. Never mind 7 into 1.
But
And there's more contact further back. Corey DeBacker is into the wall. I think he's out of the race as well. That could trigger a safety car.
Bogdan on camera, Dowd into turn 6. But yeah, Yona caused a big incident there. Coming into turn 3, Yona hit the back of Jeremy. Jeremy then hit Fionn, causing Fionn to go off. Jones hit the wall, and then I think caused Jeremy to have a bit of a half spin. So Yona's having a bit of a dirty race, it seems, here today.
I wasn't sure if my TV pictures were glitching or what I was calling was real because 7 wide never happens. I sort of had to hold my tongue a bit, but that was chaotic. Corey DeBacker's dropped down. Now here comes, is that going to Martin trying to pass Finn as well, who is still in 9th position? Oh, there's more, I think, contact flying out down the straight. Is something, it's a bit of a winglet gone on one of them? I think
Jake Finn.
Well.
Jake Finch was fighting with Harlem, and Harlem pushed him into the wall. And also we got Zalewski and Jelson fighting into turn 1. Daniel has got the move, and he's on the new fresh mediums. And the other guys are still staying out late, which is surprising. I thought they would have pitted by now at least. Floris go for an alternate strategy on his hards. We'll have to see what he can do.
A bit of dodgem cars going out on the track today as they come through. More
Cameron.
drama. Cameron Downs up to 10th position yet, past Jonah Martins. And suddenly, this is what we're talking about. The race has come alive.
It has. And also, we've got Bogdan Modovan on Jonah Martins as well. Into turn 8. Bogdan into 11th now, charging after Cameron Dowds. Jonah's going to have some sort of damage, I think. Because he's losing lots of time. And he's got damage. His end plate's gone.
Wing's gone. So he's losing downforce. But this track, that is critical because it's a series of straights with a couple of chicanes and he's got no front wing end plate. So that is Jonah Martins effectively not going to score any points and is effectively out of it. As what's happening here is Jan Halliday's taking the lead of the race. Flores is down to 2nd. Lefton's into the pit lane. And Jensen's up to 3rd, as we know that. But there's all sorts of drama down the start-finish straight. As Harlan Marquez was in a battle with Zoltan Bode. I think they've just about stayed away from that. Oh, hang on. Jake Finch trying to go through for a move on Fionn McKee, and Harlan Marquez gets another penalty to add to his tally. He's like general grievance out there today.
I'm watching Jake. He's going to remove to the... No, I thought he was going to remove then, and Fionn covered it off. But, crucial, Jelson, 2.8 seconds ahead of Lefted. Those ones were at the top 2. Yeah. Jelson's now broke up to 2.8 seconds, and he pitted 2 laps later. Actually, does that say to Floris and Jan, pit now, and overcut is not the strategy?
We need to get the ERS open as well to take a look at this, because this is getting a bit chaotic right now at the moment, as Jake's now desperately trying to get ahead of Finn McKee as well. Into the hip, and we go, and further ahead, Harlem's on the back of Anton as well. He's going to pull to the outside line. I think he's going to make that move quite stick, but they've both got penalties.
Rain!
Is it raining?
There's rain!
Oh! Well, the race changes again, and that is what we were waiting for Jan Halliday and Floris Wise, who are now going to get a free pit stop. So is Anton. Everyone else now changes as they're side by side down the straight. Everyone's fighting for the same bit of tarmac as well. Harlem Marquez has jumped up into 5th position as there's 4 wide coming to the first corner. Everyone trying to go for a position. Now 3 wide as we ride with Jake Finch as well, trying to get through the inside line. Finn McKee in 8th position. Jake touches the back of him, and now the rain's starting to come down. It's causing the track to have a bit of slippery conditions. Jake looking at the inside. Anton's gone wide. Through goes Finn McKee. Jake Finch going to try and touch the back of the Mercedes. He takes the DRS, accelerates hard, and gets through to 9th position. But that Anton's still going to have the inside line. That's not Anton. That's on the inside with Bogdan Monovan. That's Cameron Downs. Cameron Downs comes out of nowhere and takes 8th position. And now through as well goes Bogdan Moldovan. They're taking positions left and right. Jake has the hairpin. He keeps position. Bogdan's going to get forced into the wall. Jake just about gives him enough room possible as they head back down the straight. It all calms down. And what on earth is happening in the Canadian Grand Prix?
Oh my, that was something else. Absolutely amazing. Whew, that.
I need a line. Oh,
yeah.
my God, Jake oversteering into the wall, and he's ghosted. Now he's back.
No damage though.
What is happening?
Well, maybe I'll take it back about a possible rain race going bad. Jake's gone wide, allowing Antoine Deluski through. And Antoine hasn't pitted yet either. He's still on his 22 lap old medium hards. But and he's gone off the track. And he's spun.
Oh, he's off the wall. Is that going to cause a safety car? He hasn't damaged anything on the car. Oh my word. This Canadian Grand Prix.
Whew, couldn't get any more entertaining than it is. But I'll be honest, I didn't expect this from Canada.
So when are we going to see the opportunity for a pit stop?
Don't know,
is Jan Halliday going to take it?
Because it seems like the rain's a bit more heavier in some places than it is others. It looks a lot more heavy down to turn 1 than it does in towards turn 10. But the thing is this rain which it's like, right, it's a little drizzle, you can deal with it on the mediums, hards or softs, whatever. Or is it one of those like, right, it's going to get worse than it is now.
Floris
but look at
down
that.
To third.
Floris is in 3rd. He hasn't pitted yet, still. The question is Floris going to be able to benefit from this and pit onto... That's what he'll be wanting to do, pit onto Inters. It's worked for Jan because Jan's 8 seconds ahead of Daniel. So if it does come to Inters, Jan's got literally a free pit stop by 8 seconds. So this is going to be questionable to see what the drivers want to do. I've now got 8 million strategies in my head of what could happen.
I think Jan's coming to the pit lane on this lap. I think he'll box for Inters. He's going to take the risk.
Cameron Dowds on Phil McKee now, coming in towards turn 6. Oh, you can see, look at the inside brakes late. Gets the inside line of the chicane. Gets to the DRS still. And Theon's going to go the inside on the exit. And they're still going to side by side coming out. And yes, they are side by side still. Cameron's gone ahead into P7. And also, we got Bogdan Moldovan looking for a little bit of a look at Theon McKee. But DRS has now been disabled.
That's practically pointing at the screen.
Inters
DRS disabled.
For Antoine.
Right, okay, this is it. Jan's got a pit. Is he coming straight in? No, he's continued, Richie.
He's staying out. I don't think it's Inters just yet. I think Antoine just went for a bit of a bold move because he knows he's got nothing else to lose.
Floris is in.
But the
Floris
thing is,
takes the pit.
Has he pitted?
Yep, so Floris comes in.
He's got to be on to Inters, surely, hasn't he? And
yeah,
he is.
Yes,
he's on to Inters. Zoltan's on to Inters as well. He's going to pit behind his teammate.
Arlen Marquez in. Jake Finch is in. Jona Martins is in. So it wasn't Jan Halliday, it is Jona Martins, his teammate, who's coming in and will get priority stop. And Jake's having a front wing change, and there was debris that came off in that crash. And away he goes. He still gets out ahead of Jona Martins, who's serving his 5-second penalties.
But Floris comes out 8th. He comes out 6 seconds ahead of Harlan Marquis, which is critical for Floris's race. This couldn't have worked out any better for him. But Bogdan Moldovan in 7th. He's going to lose positions as well. So the question is, have these top 7 played this wrong? Or the top, or 2nd to 7th, I should say. Because I think Jan's still going to be able to get ahead anyway. So
they've played it wrong. Jan Halliday's played this beautifully well. He's timed this to perfection.
We'll go on board with him to see if he does pit now. Well, surely he will.
Where is he?
No, he's staying out.
But there's water droplets visible on the circuit now. How long until spray starts?
Daniel stays out. Lefted stays out. Does Zoltan stay out? Surely he's got to pit now. Zoltan doesn't. No, Cameron does. Theon does. And Bogdan does. So the top four stay out.
That's brave. That's very brave. They want to leave it as late as possible. I think they're hoping for a safety car, but everyone's not going to be on Inter. So if anyone's going to cause the safety car, it's going to be them. Or it might be Tom Martinez, who's still on 10-lap-old hard tyres. That hasn't worked out for him. He was going to be hoping for a safety car to get back into this race.
See,
hasn't
where
happened.
does Cameron come out? Comes out 6th. But Harlem's now coming. You can see Harlem there. Coming down in towards turn 1, I think. It's worked for Cameron. He's got that 6th still. 8 seconds behind Floris, though, and just 7/10 ahead of Theon McKee. But
this is perfect for Floris.
Alfa Romeo are having a pretty good weekend at the moment. Started the 14th and 15th, I think it was, if I was correct. And they're now 8th and 9th, which is really nice for them, at least.
Bogdan's point streak's going to continue at this rate as well.
Bogdan hasn't got a point streak. He's got a point streak of 1. Cameron has got the point streak of 14, looking to make it 15 here.
It's one of the
today.
One of them. Cameron Downs has got the penalty. He's got the point streak of 14.
Jan has got a 5-second.
Speeding in the pit lane. That's done it. That has done the race completely.
Daniel stays out, though. Lefted pits. Zoltan. Does Zoltan pit or not? Let's see.
So it's Gilson who takes the lead. So
Yeltsin's on the medium still. Zoltan's still staying out. This is bold from Yeltsin. Very, very bold.
Whose race is this going to be? Nobody wants to seem to win it. They're all just taking
Floris, getting through.
He's done it. That's a 4th, yeah. So he's jumped him into the pit lane, and he's done it. I've just seen on the screen. He's miles ahead, Richie.
He's got past Lefty.
Miles ahead.
Yeah, Lefty coming at the pit lane now. Floris could look and be taking a P2.
So, hang on. We've got Jan Halliday, he's got now a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane.
Which, actually, no. This could put Floris on the win.
Yeah, I need the timing. I'll tell you what we need. We need the penalties up. So Jan Halliday's got 5 seconds. Zoltan Boda's got 3. Floris has got 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, Floris has got penalties.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
He's got 3. Same as Bogdan Moldovan. Harlem Marquez has 9.
Lefties.
He's just got 3 seconds as well to make it even more harder for us to work out up in the commentary box. Oh, this is taking me back to an AOE Sport race I did around about 3 years ago, and every single driver in that race got a penalty. And in those days, we didn't get told how many seconds worth of penalties it was. So I had to completely guess the results. And the Red Bull, Zoltan Boda, lets Floris go through.
He's staying out still.
Yeah,
he's still
they let him go. They let him go. It was a team order. Zoltan let him through.
I just thought. I think I know what Yeltsin's trying to do. He's gonna try and get it to the end. I think that's what. Why else would he choose to pit now? He was at one point he was ahead of Jan Halliday before the pit stops. Now Jan's pitted and he's 6 seconds behind.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? That might actually work because of everybody else's penalties.
Oh, that's lefted up the inside of Zoltan Boda.
4th.
Very nice. Very nice that. So I put him in 4th.
We need a mathematician on the commentary.
But look at Jan Halliday. He's just eating Daniel, eating him up completely. He's gained 3 seconds on this lap alone. It was 6 seconds going down the start-finish rate. It's now 3.3 on the exit of turn 10. It's now 2.5. So Daniel's played this heavily wrong.
Oh, but with penalties, I'm just trying to think. It can't work, can it? Because look, Halliday's got 5 seconds. Yeah. He's 4 seconds clear of Floris, but Floris has got
Cameron David's getting through on Zoltan.
Yeah, I think problem is, Richard, you called the start. I've got to call the winner. I don't know who the winner's going to be.
It could be absolutely anyone at this point. Yeah. Jan Halliday, he's right behind Daniel Jelson. They will watch them as they go through exit turn 2, and he's got past him already. He's made that move stick. Question is now, is Floris able to get past him soon? Floris is 5 seconds, 4.5 behind him. When does Floris make the move and put himself into P2? Jona Martins, championship leader, 11th. Jake Finch, second in the championship, 10th.
You're right here. Jan's going to have a 5-second time penalty, but unserved, which will give him a further 5 seconds, which will be a 10-second penalty for Jan Halliday.
You don't have to
Which
serve
means-
a pit lane penalty, do you?
Yeah, it'll get added onto at the race time, and further because it was unserved.
Oh.
So this is going to be Floris's. Floris is going to win it.
But he's got 6 seconds.
So Lefted, yeah, but he's 4 seconds clear of Lefted, and Lefted has penalties as well.
I can't work this out.
I think the race to win. I think it's going to be Floris. I think this has happened again, though. I think Floris is going to win. There we go. So Floris now takes second. I think he is. If he can catch Jan Halliday, he's 4.9 seconds in. Yeah, Floris is the net leader.
He's not.
I'm convinced.
It's 6. It's 6. Right. It's 6 seconds to Floris, 5 to Jan, which means Floris needs to be 1 second ahead to take the win, at least. I can work that out correctly. He needs to be 1 second ahead to take the win. The chances of that happening are going to be low because they're both in the same tyres now. Floris's are also older. So the question is there, how long is it before...
We need to know, does Jan, who's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, that's going to be converted post-race to a bigger penalty?
It won't.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that gives Floris the win. It
won't go on because
because
the thing is, if it's a one-stop strategy and you get a 5 seconds, you're not going to serve another one, so you'll just get it and it'll just add on to the end. That's all it'll do.
Lefted's up to third. Lefted's taken third. He's a player in this one as well.
So I think at the moment Cameron Dowds is looking at a possible P4 or 3 if he can stretch the gap to Lefty, because Lefty has got 3. So he's got to gain a little bit more time on Lefty before he can even think about a podium. But I think Jan and Floris are definitely guaranteed top 2, I think.
I'd make it simple. If there's a safety car in the next 2 laps,
oh no,
Cameron will take the win. Zoltan Boda's out there on slicks.
Yes, he is. Still, for some reason. And Daniel's still on slicks. So what's Daniel doing? He's not pitting again.
He's making it to the end. You're right. He's going to try and make it to the end and just see where all these penalties put him. Because he's thinking the same as us. The fact is
Cameron.
That look at how it changes.
Taking 4th.
So Cameron now takes 4th.
Yep. And he's got to get 8 tenths on Lefted to get the move over penalties. So I think a 3rd is possible for Cameron at the moment, as long as he can be quicker than Lefted. The 2nd and 1st obviously is off the cards for him completely.
But the esport drivers just haters or something? As Phil McKee takes 5th.
And the thing is, though, if Lefted gets within 3 seconds of Floris, he will go to 2nd.
Yes. Which he's currently 5.5 behind.
Yeah.
With a gap then of 2.4. Oh, this is complicated.
This is complicated. But Bogdan Moldovan looking to take 6th here today, which is very nice.
I wish Megan was here.
Just put her at the back with a calculator.
Yeah, Megan will be sitting there. She'll grab the headset on. She'll come and talk and give us all the mathematician. Harlem's gone wide. Sorry, Daniel's gone wide, and that's allowed Harlem to slip through on the inside. So this has now not worked out at all.
No.
He's at best, he's going to be
10th.
Yeah, well, at this point.
Antoine,
got
another 3 seconds. What a surprise on this track. But yeah, it's gone more interesting to dying down completely. But Bogdan, on the back of Fionn McKee. We'll have a look at the penalties again because there's that many. Bogdan has got the same as Fionn, so if Bogdan can get past Fionn, he'll take the position of 5th. Harlem's going to drop down to P10. Cameron's going to take... Actually, Cameron will take 3rd, I think, if he can gain 6 tenths. So yeah, this is confusing for me. But we'll wait till the end to see what they say. To see what the results say. Jake Finch getting past Daniel. We've also got Jonah Martins getting past Daniel, putting Daniel down to P10.
Is he in the pits? Daniel's in the pits, I think.
No,
he's not. He's just gone wide.
Unless turn 5 is in the pit lane, then I'll be very confused. Zoltan Boda's DNF'd.
Oh, no, he's on the track. No, it's in the pit lane.
Yeah, in the pit lane. So he knows it's over. Tom's just chilling at the back 18 seconds behind. And he's going to be lapped by Jan soon.
Sometimes when you're on the penalties, it doesn't tell you if a driver comes into the pit lane.
Yeah.
So that's something I noticed. Yeah. So looking at this, 5-second penalty for Jan Halliday, 6 seconds for Floris. So you're right. Jan needs to be... Oh, hang on a minute. That means that in no way, shape or form can Floris win this race at the moment.
No,
5 seconds. Add on to the 3. Yeah, he needs to be ahead, doesn't he, by a second?
By a second, yeah. And he's currently 3 seconds behind with 2 laps to go. So unless Jan makes a big mistake, Flores is going to take second.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm 90% convinced that Jan's going to have a penalty post-race. I've seen it before. So I'm 90% convinced because it's an unserved 5 seconds time of speeding in the pit lane. It'll get converted post-race to a bigger penalty.
Battle of Flores versus Jan. It's also a battle of Richie versus Josh to see who's correct about the penalties. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's quite. We're just going to have to call it as we see, and then any changes post-race is going to
So you'll call about 17 different winners.
Yeah. Well, there's only 50 on the track, so...
Well, somehow we'll still get 17 winners.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, someone has probably tried... Somebody, in some calculations, won it twice.
Another 3.
3 seconds. And Daniel's now lost out to Corey DeBacca, so Daniel's outside now to 10th position as we're watching Cameron in 4th.
He's 11th,
Who is the only one. How many? So we've got Cameron Dowds, we've got Jake Finch, we've got Jona Martins, and we've got Daniel Jensen, who's only... Oh, and Tom Martinez. 5 drivers of the 14 left on this track who don't have penalties.
No. Which is
9
odd.
do. I mean...
That's a lot, isn't it? That is a lot. And I noticed...
of course... Yeah, go on.
In this game, 90% of the time, every penalty is a multiple of 3. I don't know where I got that from, but yeah, every penalty normally is.
Oh, normally, yeah.
Yeah, because 50. Because if you had 3, 3, and a 5, that'd make something like 15, wouldn't it? 12, that'd be a multiple of 3.
Yeah.
I think.
You're right, yeah. Just double checking.
My brain's frazzled at this point because of all the massive had to do. But look at Flores. He's gained more time. 2 seconds in the gap between him and Jan.
Can he get it though?
It stopped raining. The track's dry. The track is dry.
And into the pit lane comes Anton.
He's on to softs because he knows he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Oh,
Jona!
Martins!
That's critical.
Oh. Well, it is because he was right behind Jake.
And then the question is, does this help Daniel? Look at Daniel. Daniel could possibly get himself into the top 10.
Last lap the call, lap 35 and 35. So this incredible
Cameron Dowds.
3-second time penalty. Well, that confuses everything now because that's going to leave everyone, I think, in the same position. Apart from Alan Marquez is going to drop down outside the top 10.
Yeah, I think DRS enabled again. So
it's dry enough.
Jona on the back of Jake Finch going into turn 1. And Joe's going to take the outside line to turn 2. Jake's got a better line on the exit and still keeps a position of 8th. And he's still not got a penalty. So Jake's doing a really good job at staying in the position he's in.
Trying to work out he's ahead. Bogdan's going to stay in a position. I think he might just stay. Everyone's got enough penalties. I think it just might cancel each other out. Flores, by the way, into the hairpin along with Jan Halliday. Halliday's just ahead of him, 1.5 seconds the gap. So we are coming to the conclusion of this race. Jan Halliday has done everything perfectly. He's got a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. Is that going to be enough as they come in towards the last corner now? Coming into the last one, out of the chicane. And it's Jan Halliday who will take victory in Montreal. And it's a superb drive. Second will go to Flores. And the computer has not changed them, which means that Jan Halliday does win this race. Flores Wise finishes in 2nd. Lefted finishes 3rd. Cameron Dowds finishes in 4th. Von McKee will be 5th. Bogdan Moldovan 6th. And then we'll start to see the changes. As Daniel Jensen does make it up to 10th. Jake Finch goes 7th. Jona Martins goes 8th. Daniel, I think Jensen will finish in 9th position. Does so. Harlan finishes 10th. Corey DeBacca will be 11th. And then it'll be Jeremy 12th, Anton 13th, and Tom 14th. And out of the race, the only retirement of Zoltan Boda.
But, that was possibly one of the most entertaining races we've commentated over, I think, as a pair.
That was great.
That was great.
That took a long time.
Because at one point we were thinking, right, it's overcast, it could rain, that's why they're going on the hards, they're going to leave it late. And then we think, actually, no. You know, Yelton's pitting, others are pitting, it'll be fine, it'll go dry. And then I'm like, Josh, I see a spot of rain. And then we're like, oh no, what's going to happen there? Everyone pits. Yeltsin stays out watching him for the whole time as he drops down. Somehow gets back up to 9th, which, you know, fair play to him. Floris Wires started 7th, moved down to 13th, up to 2nd. Hello, everyone. We're back, I think.
Yep, yeah.
Right,
Yes,
we're going
we're
to drag
on.
Floris up. Floris, welcome in. You came
Hey,
to
this is going to become the usual thing, huh?
Well, yes, it's been
technical
confusing for you
problems.
today. It's been confusing for us. We've just had a time of despair where the game crashed, but we're back. And now time to speak to you for your race. That was an odd one, I think, to say the least.
It was a real one. For the first laps, yeah, I made contact with Jona, unfortunately. And I know it was my own fault, but I backed down, gave him the place back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I assume it won't be a penalty. But yeah, during the race, I got hauled up by Antoine as well, which made me lose the rest. And then I saw the rain came in 10 minutes. I saw people pitting, and I thought it was my race to lose. So I thought I stayed out, and it eventually worked for me. Pitted the perfect lap on the intermediates, and then on the intermediates, I saw that my wing was damaged for some reason. So I drove with wing damage the whole final stint, and still catched Jan. Which congratulations to him, to be honest, because what a drive. But
actually, while you're here, I'm going to drag Jan up as well. And carry on, Floris.
Jan's here.
Yeah, and I think P2 was in the end the maximum result.
Mm-hmm.
We could have realized today. P1 was there, but I think we have to grab the points that we can, and I did it. Podium from P7, which is solid. Qualifying was horrendous, but nevertheless the race was strategic wise perfect. So
it was. But thanks for joining us yet again, and we'll see you next week.
And congratulations to Jan and left it for the win and the podium.
Oh, thank you.
So next up, Jan, welcome in. I just want to confirm: are you Peso?
Yes, I'm Peso.
So you was in F4. Okay, because I've seen everyone saying "Well done, Peso." I'm thinking, who's Peso? But now I know you are.
I was thinking in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to say an old username and get it wrong. Hello, man.
Well done, Jan. Absolutely amazing performance from you today. Did you expect the rain? That's the one thing, because it seemed weird as Jelson pitted for mediums and everyone else stayed out.
Well, I saw everyone pitting at like lap 13 or something, and I was like, wow, that's so early. There must be something wrong. So for fun, I just asked Jeff if there was rain coming, and it was. And I thought the top three, Lefted and Daniel, knew that there was rain coming, but apparently they didn't. I don't know why. Maybe the game just didn't tell them. You know, shit happens. But well, I stayed out, and it paid out for me.
Yeah, it really did pay out. Obviously, you were leading by 8 seconds at one point, so I think it was clear you got that pit stop. I managed to still get out ahead about 8 seconds, I think it was, and then was you starting to get worried because Floris was closing you in a little bit near the end, and obviously he only needed to be 1 second ahead to get you on penalties. So was it ever a thought of trying to hold Floris back, or was it just trying to get to the end ahead?
Well, I was a bit worried of Floris penalties because I thought maybe one of them won't be legit, maybe double warning on something. So I was worried of that, but Floris had great pace on the intermediates. I was just keeping it safe because I had 2 warnings already on the whole intermediate stint, and like I said, I just kept it really safe and brought it home.
Yeah. When you listen back, you might hear me saying you might get a bigger penalty because of that 5 seconds and it was unserved. It looks like they have changed the rules, which I'm delighted about as well. So fantastic win and very well dominated, I might just say. Yeah,
thank you very much.
And Josh, next person.
Absolutely. Is Lefted unmuted? I think he is. Hello, Lefted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hello. How was that race then? Pole position. And as Richie was saying in the commentary box, if he could see the face cam, and my face apparently dropped when you crossed the line. I was just excited about it. That was some lap out there, last out there, getting good track time as well. Was that always the plan, or did that just come together as a bit of a fluke?
No, I kind of planned. I went out early first, just in case I did mess up my first run, I could go again. And I invalidated my first run, which was actually on a better lap, but I invalidated that one, so I had to go again. And I actually, to be honest, I was not happy with the lap at all. I think I had a wrong delta because it said I was only like a tenth up when I crossed the line, and then it came up with a 0.1. So yeah, it was pole.
So obviously you left it quite late, considered two other people when they pitted for the Inters. Did you want to stay out late, or was you just thinking you wanted to get an overcut on some of the other people? Because obviously they stayed out, someone in.
So of course the clouds at the start of the race were all dry, like there
Yeah.
was no rain forecasted. And usually when that happens, even if rain does fall, it usually doesn't go to Inters. That's my experience in previous games, that the clouds weren't actually the weather, it was the tires.
Yeah.
That's my, obviously I was wrong today, but that was my previous experience. So I thought initially the hards would go through the rain and then it would dry up.
Yeah.
And so you just save a pit stop by not pitting.
But obviously
but it got too wet. Yeah, it got too wet, so I had to just cut my losses.
Yeah.
I could have tried doing what Daniel did, but obviously I made a correct decision in that one.
Yeah, and obviously when it started to go wet, was you worried about the fact of, like, did you do much practice on the wet, or was you like, oh, it's all right, I'll just get some meters on?
I'm probably like tier 10 pace in the wet. I'll be brutally honest with you. I'm terrible. I'm woeful in the wet. I was very upset when it started raining, but that was fine. I had a bit of a gap, kind of ahead and behind, so I was able to just get into a bit of a rhythm and just try not to make any mistakes.
But anyway, thanks for joining us. I think
don't have fun of your tier 10.
But,
yeah, and just GG's to Jan. He made a very nice strategy call.
Right, next we've got the final interviewee, Corey. If you'd like to unmute.
If you can.
Wait, did you just say Curry?
Corey, isn't it? Corey.
It's Corey. It's actually Corey, but you pronounce it as Curry. Sorry.
Can you blame the Birmingham accent yet? Backtrack.
But Corey, however you say it, welcome in. Where did you finish again? Was it inside the top? It was 6th, wasn't it, or something like that?
No, P11.
Oh well, I was a bit optimistic then. But how did you say the race went in terms of it went from dry to wet to dry?
Yeah, it was very chaotic again. First lap I had to avoid a crash, so I was happy I avoided that one, but the second crash I couldn't avoid, unfortunately, so that ruined my race. But it was also very chaotic with the weather, because it was, the game said it would only be dry, but it actually was wet somewhere in the end, so it was really weird.
Yeah. You pitted onto the wets quite early, didn't you, compared to others?
Yeah, I did, because of course I had a crash, so I had literally nothing to lose. So I thought, why not pitting? Maybe it will pay off. But unfortunately, it stopped raining in the end, so that costed me 1 point.
Rossi, I haven't asked anyone this actually yet. Are you excited for Monaco?
To be honest, not really. If I mean, maybe I have to race. I don't know, because I'm a reserve. But
oh yeah,
the most it's really possible now, because a lot of people doesn't come these days for some reason. I don't know, but yeah, it can be very chaotic with this grid. It's
We were hearing a lot of mock exams as a reason why we haven't had a lot of attendance today. We lost 5 drivers.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but I think you should be able to race most weeks. There's normally going to be 1 or 2 people that drop out. But thanks for joining us yet again. And
actually, Flores, I want to ask you as well. Are you looking forward to Monaco?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Well, it's not going to be sat around for 3 hours doing nothing like this year's Monaco, and then have a 45-minute race or something like Japan as well.
Well, you never know. You never know with this game. You saw today.
Yes, yes. Constant stream breakages as well. Luckily, not during the qualifying of the race.
The stream went off at the end, just after the race finished.
Right after we cut the highlights together as well for next race. That's
What a timing.
But
timing is our speciality. As we're running out of it, actually.
We're talking and talking and talking, and everyone's getting bored now. So thanks everyone for joining us here today for round 4, and we'll be back next week for Monaco, which will be very interesting, to say the least. So have a good weekend, have a good week, and we'll see you next time. So see you later. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This broad.
Marath. We can all talk.